He puts the lotion on the skin or he gets the hose again.
Get away from me.
Cody getting wet. I told you he was gonna get the hose again.
Who took the camera?
Oh shit, that's right.
Hey everyone, Manuel here, and welcome to this week's second? Okay. Welcome to this week's second video. Today I'll be exploring a not-so-abandoned zoo with my buddy Cody and taking out my Canon AE-1 program using some Ektar 100. This isn't really a new camera, it's just been a while since I've shown it on the channel, though it is still my favorite go-to for general shooting just because of how reliable it is. Really great beginner camera. That won't be the focus of this video, as this was really more of just a vlog about us exploring and taking pictures rather than us being meticulous with shooting scenarios and dressing it up as a review. I realize that probably get more views, but I don't want to half-ass it. So if that's something you all want to see, feel free to chime in down below. I am trying to be a bit more mindful about what you'd all like to see from the channel, since I do appreciate the continued support. Hence why I also put out a poll earlier this week asking what you'd all like to see here and why you're getting 2 uploads this week. Plus, I really do need to get through my back catalog of videos instead of just holding on to them for another year. But more on that after the video. There wasn't very much to climb once we got to our location. Still, Cody managed to find a way. And yeah, he was always this way, and I'm still kicking myself for not getting more pictures of that in high school. I say that to preface these next series of photos, since when we found these cages that we had trouble getting into, he managed to squeeze his way in, because of course he did. I, however, chose to just climb up on top and try to get an overhead shot, and that was pretty cool for me because typically when I'm doing these photo shoots, I always envision how an overhead shot would look, and that obviously isn't physically possible for me to get, especially because I am vertically challenged, which makes me appreciate moments like this. Further ahead, Cody and I came across what looked like bird cages before making our way into this room that looked way more exciting from the outside. And yes, those pictures of a gray wall were very exciting with flash. Despite technically being abandoned, this is still a really popular hiking area. We actually ran into a few dozen families, couples, and even one student film crew while we were here.
Oh, we're animal cage. You wanna fight?
Bird laws here.
And following that crew actually led us to this graffiti covered building, though there were already some other photographers set up there. We decided to go a little further up just to avoid them and come back when there was no one there. Cody and I found this other cage a bit further up, which we promptly climbed because why not?
This way? Yeah, right there. Right there. Aye.
Now where?
Look this way. You're fine, then don't look this way. Asshole. This guy. This guy.
It's hard to do with the. Cause I have like good space.
Meanwhile, I am struggling to even do this.
We tried going further ahead on this path to see if we could find anything else of interest, but stopped short of this clearing where I decided to take a few more portraits of Cody, not really knowing at the time that we were in terrible lighting. Oh, 2017 me. So stupid. When we got back to the building, I had switched over to Kodak Colorplus, pushing the film one stop to make up for the lighting indoors, and metered for the shadows using my handy light meter. As great as the indoor lighting was, I still pretty much suck at posing, so when Cody suggested climbing up to the roof while I figured something out, I figured, hey, why not just get a good landscape with the setting in the background and him up top. I had to do a bit of climbing to get the angle I wanted and ended up falling on my ass 3 or 5 times before finally getting these shots. Despite the title, I omitted the fact that I also brought along my Pentax 645 with some Ektar and got this shot, which just so happened to be my favorite from the day.
Since it's film, I can't really look it over. Like,
That's true, yeah.
so it's like really more for like just getting it right the first time sort of thing.
Alright everyone, that was the video. All the shots today were scanned on my Pacon, except for the one on the 645. That was done by a lab. Very minimal to no editing besides some cropping. Thank you again for stopping by, and a special thank you to everyone watching this through to the end. Feel free to drop a comment down below with your favorite shot or what you think about this new format. I've tried it once a few years back, but figured I'd give it another go for those times where I don't get enough B-roll or wasn't able to explain what was going on at the time. It really is a juggle focusing on photos then switching into this videographer mentality, and I don't always pull it off when it's just me on these shoots, especially when I'm trying to climb things. This format really does help. Still, I'd like to know what you all think, if I'm just rambling or over explaining. If there's any way I can improve, please let me know. I do want to provide a bit of an update as well on this location. I tried looking up stories or articles to see what happened, but that building towards the end is no longer there. I'm not sure if it got burned down or if the city demolished it, but I wouldn't be surprised either way. There was a lot of trash left behind, mostly used smoke bombs or spray cans, so it really could have gone either way for whatever reason. If you recognize the area, feel free to just let me know down below what happened, because I really would like to know. Just leave out any identifying information. Anyways, that's it for now, but this is my second upload of the week, so feel free to check out that earlier video if you haven't already seen it. Hopefully I'll get to post another 2 videos next week. I am trying to get the channel really moving again, so expect some reviews or first impressions as well. I know that's not really popular amongst the people I've talked to, but unfortunately that is what draws the subscribers, and I really need to start growing this channel. If you are seeing this on Friday though, you'll most likely see another street photography video, as that was one of the top requests. I'm not sure what that's going to look like given the current situation. I will be avoiding people or easy shots of empty streets, or at least trying to. At the time of recording this, my state is allowing people to venture out for exercise. We just need to wear a face mask and avoid gatherings. And I was already doing the latter part before all this, so we should be good. To end this video, I just wanted to give a few quick notes about the CV situation without diving too much into politics. Starting with those surgical and N95 masks I've seen people wear on Instagram. The part that goes over your nose has a bit of tin in there, so be sure to pinch when you're applying it to create a proper seal, because otherwise air is getting out through there and coming in. Just so you know. Remember, it is important to keep up to date with current information available, so check in with the World Health Organization's recommendations if you're not already. They've been a lot more consistent with their advice to the general public, at least more so than the CDC, given that 2 weeks ago they were advising people not to wear masks if they weren't showing symptoms, ignoring you can be asymptomatic, and now they're advising the public to always wear a mask out there. So yeah. So if you're going down the t-shirt route, please keep in mind not to scratch under any makeshift mask or constantly grab at it with unwashed hands. And definitely have more than one available. And don't treat it as an N95 or surgical mask. The science is still out on the effectiveness from what I've read, though the consensus is that they're worse than either of those. I'm gonna leave a link somewhere here or in the description about where I read this, though you should definitely do your own research and don't trust all YouTubers, especially if they're telling you that 5G towers are the cause, or that this is all some giant orchestrated government event to control the populace. As much as I love a good conspiracy theory, the reality is we're sheltering in place because our government failed to prepare for this pandemic. And that is the most apolitical I can be on the matter, so please help each other out wherever you can. If you're at all religious and missing out on church this weekend, maybe set up a food drive or some sort of no-contact delivery for the elderly churchgoers, or even ask your at-risk neighbors if you can help. I've been seeing people use apps like Nextdoor to communicate with those in their area, so there is that. If you know any tattoo or spray can artists, see if they can donate masks or gloves to the local hospitals. Now is the time to work on mutual aid and community building rather than this me first mentality that seems to be pushed more and more every day. So if you have any ideas on how to better help those around us or the situation, if there's anything you've seen that's worked in your area, please share below. But yeah, that's really going to be it for this video. I'll close it out with some photos from previous visits. So until the next one, keep taking care of each other.